I'm VP Exploration for Constantine. It's a pleasure to be here. Today, I will be talking to you about our Palmer project. It's located in Alaska. We're a North American base and precious metals explorer. Got some great gold assets in Ontario, but Palmer is the main story for us right now. It's a advanced, mid to advanced stage, high quality, high grade copper zinc deposit that we're advancing. But at the same time, we're also getting out testing the district opportunity of the property. And so today, I'm going to initially give you kind of a high-level overview of the project, and then jump into our drill results that are starting to come in from our summer field season. We're having a fantastic program with lots of success out of the gates. So Palmer, it's we got 8 million tons inferred on a zinc equivalent basis. That's 12.6%. Really kind of equal parts copper and zinc. You know, a couple of years ago, copper was carrying 2/3 of the economics on this. Current metals market, with zinc being up, it's kind of switched around. The real takeaway, though, is grade. This is good grade system with a lot of upside to it. All the zones are open to expansion. It's got great metallurgy. It truly is a district scale property, which I hope to present to you throughout this presentation here. It's a stable, mine-friendly jurisdiction where we got great road access, 40 miles to a deep sea port, and we got a fantastic partner. And that partner is Adoa Metals and Mining. They operate Japan's largest zinc smelter. They're a real leader in the global zinc business. They earned a 49% interest in the project by way of an option agreement. They spent $22 million US between 2012 and 2016. They earned in at the end of 2016, and now we have a joint venture with Constantine as 51% owner and operator of the JV. So where we are, we're in coastal southeast Alaska. It's a great place to be. Couple of operating mines in the neighborhood. And in terms of VMS type deposits, one of those mines is Greens Creek. It's one of the world's richest, probably the lowest cost primary silver producer in the world. In terms of sheer size, Windy Craggy, that's north of us, it's one of the largest VMS in the world. So if you're gonna go looking for VMS, we believe it's a good place to be exploring. This is a image of our property position, kind of zoomed in on our core area. We have got several hundred kilometers of acreage, or no, kilometers, that we control. Two things to highlight here. One is the core area of that image that's hatched. That's the part that's in the joint venture that we control 51% of. Everything surrounding that, we control 100% of. The other element I want to take away here is just the number of prospects that are present on the property. The red lines represent the prospective stratigraphy that we can track across the hillsides there. Big alteration zones, lots of surface showings, and these are really high quality surface showings with ore grade mineralization at surface, most of which haven't been drilled. So I've highlighted on here 2 stars. One is our resource area. 3 kilometers to the south is our new AG zone discovery that we made this year. This is the first year we've been able to get out beyond our resource and start testing some of these other prospects. With our first drill hole into the AG zone, our Ninetac prospect, we hit high-grade mineralization. This is an image looking, I guess, up the creek valley towards the prospect. You can see the rusty zone on the side of the hill. That's where our resource sits. And then some of the prospect areas that are off in the distance. We've built road right up into the doorstep here, you know, from portal to port. You're talking 60 kilometers. Fantastic access, paved highway, great flat land in the neighborhood for development of infrastructure. But what I really want you to take away from this image is the terrain. It's pretty significant, but it's actually a major advantage for us. All surface showings, all mineralization drilled to date is above valley floor. What that means, this would be a high-grade underground type mine. You can develop it from the bottom up. You know, the cost to drive 1,000 meters of lateral development into an ore body is a fraction of the cost of sinking a shaft. And then when it comes to production time, your development cost, gravity's working in your favor. You just drop it down, pull it out. And all these prospects in this area are very accessible from underground. Continuing with the theme of favorable mining factors, just a cross-section through our ore deposit here, through the south wall. Thick, continuous, high-grade mineralization with very favorable geometry for development. These are some fantastic widths and grades shown here. So, since forming the joint venture with our partners in January of 2017, we sat down, we kind of created a multi-year plan and strategy for advancing the project. It was clear we have a very significant deposit. Now, how do we get that to the finish line, understand if it's got the economics to go the distance? So one of our strategies is to basically systematically advance that deposit, take it to a place that you can do some form of feasibility level economic analysis. Our whole resource is inferred right now, so that means we've got to upgrade it to indicated or better. So we have a $7 million budget this year. About half of that was dedicated to the South Wall resource area, geotechnical drilling and upgrading of that resource. Real dual focus, though, of trying to expand the resource while upgrading it, and you'll see how we've been very successful on that in here in just a moment. The second part of the program, which was equally important to us, was to get out and test some of these other prospects. We've been jonesing them to do it for quite a long while. Finally formed the joint venture, and this year we got after it. Coupled with that drilling, we did an airborne geophysical survey. We're just getting that data back now. Some really interesting anomalies that marry with some of our surface showings that we're going to hopefully get after next year. So on the resource drilling side of things, showing here a cross section. One of the things we noticed when we looked at our resource is that some of the drill holes that tested our upper lens, those holes came in when they tested our lower lens, actually drilled parallel to it. And it looked like there was a big gap. And in fact, there was. One hole, the past drilling that was included in the resource pretty much totally missed the core of the deposit. One went above it, one went below it. So we came back, and the three holes shown here, 14 meters, 18 meters, and 45 meter intersections. Essentially, that was all massive sulfide sandwiched between those two holes. So a major increase in tonnage, a 45 meter intersection with 2.5% copper and 7.4% zinc. The next closest intersection there was about 2 meters of true width at 3% copper. So that has a pretty significant impact on your resource at the same time as upgrading it. With those successful first round of drill holes, we stepped out further to the west. The system keeps going. So now with the 6 holes, we've got about 150 meters of dip length, 60 meters of strike. Cumulative drill width for each of those drill holes on an average basis is over 20 meters. So again, reiterating this theme, taking something that was less than 5 meters to making it greater than 20 meters, even though this is within our deposit area, we're adding tons, and we're adding high-grade tons. And just an idea of what that grade is, I've just highlighted some numbers there. 1.6 copper and 7.5 zinc was the weighted average. And this is still open to the west. So just looking at a long sections, those 2 cross sections were through those spots with the red dots there. That was the area of the resource we were testing. Wide open to the west, we have 1 hole that was west of there. It was a 15 meter intersection. And so that's something we are planning to continue to do. Second part, talking about the regional exploration here, testing property-wide targets. Shown here is the Nunatak AG zone discovery outcrop. This was found by the prospector in 1971, 10 ounces per ton on surface. Silver, never had a drill hole in it. We've got lots of prospects like this on the property that haven't been drilled. So our first drill hole came in, we tagged it. It was a 9 meters of 10 ounces per ton and a gram of 10 ounces per ton silver, about a gram gold. We've released 4 holes to date. All of them have hit good widths, 9 to 10 meters of high-grade silver, and 20-ish meters of around 10% zinc with copper. Some very high-grade subsections in here, up to close to 40 ounces per ton over 2.7 meters. These are more like Greens Creek type silver grades. We didn't see these in our resource, so we're really excited to see them. We've proceeded to step out on this. We continue to hit it. We've got a bunch more results still to release. Labs are pretty slow, but they're pending. So this is a fantastic step out, 3 kilometers away from the known resource. Some of the other reasons why we like it, it's a huge alteration system, rivals the alteration system we see at our South Wall resource. A lot of prospective stratigraphy. The red star shows the area we're doing the drilling right now, but the zone actually plumbs through the mountain and comes out the other side, 600 meters away. Exactly what we see at our main resource area. And there's a lot of dip extent to this, as well as folded stratigraphy chase. So it's a real exciting development for us that we're advancing. And then scaling it out further, this is a cross-section, sort of a property scale cross-section. Doesn't include our resource area. We're looking at the AG zone on the left side between Jag and Nunatak. Well, these are stratigraphically controlled deposits, so you can trace it around, and that stratigraphy travels well to the east and or to the north, pardon me, to Cap and HG, other areas that we hope to be drilling soon. So I guess in closing here, our investment thesis, we got a quality deposit, and we have what we believe to be district scale discovery potential. We think we're onto our second deposit. We're pretty confident there's more to be found. We're systematically advancing the deposit we have, growing it, upgrading the resource, and going out and there testing other prospects. And we think it's the right project at the right time. We're entering a bull zinc market. It's pretty clear there's a scarcity of quality mid to advanced stage assets out there in the zinc space. Thank you.